It's a pleasure to meet you here. I'm really appreciate this interview. As you know, I always respect about you.
Same in this same in this direction. Yeah?
I want to make an interview to introduce Micro-Precision to the music lover in Korea.
Yeah.
So
I know that there are a lot of them.
yes. So I make some articles about which I want to ask you about the Kaodio.
Please ask. Yeah, sound is always depending on the owner of the system. What he wanted to have. There is no absolute thing about sound. Sound is one thing, and resolution and dynamic is the other thing. So that means if the resolution and the dynamic is on a very high level, you can easily create by the equalizer the sound the owner wanted to have. If the resolution and the dynamic is not good, the equalizing cannot compensate and the owner will be not happy.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So the equalizing is like the salt in a soup. Some people like to have a little bit more salt. Some people want to have less salt. But if the soup is not good at all, the salt doesn't matter. So we have to focus on the dynamic, on the installation quality. The installation quality also is an important part of the dynamic.
Yes.
Good wires are important. The amplifiers are important. The mounting of the speaker is important to have the dynamic. The resolution, the detail that we need to have this side ready. The resolution is from amplifiers, from tweeters mainly.
It's the ability, right?
The what?
The resolution is already fixed.
The resolution that the detail resolution from the sound is depending on all the components.
Yes.
This you cannot change.
Yes.
If one item in the signal path is not good in resolution, it will affect the resolution that you cannot rebuild by DSP.
Yes.
Not possible. So the choice of components is the important thing from the beginning, and the install, of course. And after this, when all this is done, you can do with the equalizing or with the subwoofer level or with the tweeter level. You can adjust the sound to what the owner of the system wanted to have. But the basics have to be perfect. When you get older, I told you,
more
the sensitivity on high frequencies become less. So,
yes.
So maybe some people prefer more level on the tweeters. Some people say with a younger ear, no, is too much. But at least the owner has to be happy with the quality, with the sound, that you adjust for him based on the technique that is installed. Because what I told you before about the sound, when a product is not able to bring the resolution, you will always miss something. And the more resolution and dynamic, the more easy to create the very good sound. So I don't want to have a product that is taking out the speed, the speed of sound, the dynamic. All our products are produced to create this because it's natural. I demonstrated with a clapping. This is a very high dynamic, and when the system is not producing good dynamic, it sounds this way.
Yes.
But I wanted to have this way. And so the products are tested and they are developed in this way. In the years ago, I was working, adjusting cars and all these things. And you know, you have the modern DSP technology. Everyone is using. All the car audio guys are using a DSP in a way. So the level control in a DSP is extremely precise. You use the laptop. You say, okay, this output has a minus 8.5 dB. This output has a plus 1.5, whatever. So the output on the DSP in terms of voltage or level is perfect. But then it comes to the amplifiers with the potentiometers. So you never know where it is right now.
Yes.
You have to measure. If you want, you know, if you have 4 channels or 8 channels, you always have to calibrate the potentiometers to be sure that they are all on the same level, that you can rely the screen from the DSP. So potentiometers are changing their values over the time because of aging, vibration, and temperature. So because we have a very high range of level control in the DSPs, we can adjust the amplifier with the switch to a fixed level. And when I do the measurement on the amplifiers, both channels are set, for example, to 1 volt input or 2 volt input or whatever. When you see them on the screen measured, the 2 channels, you see one line. Because there is no difference between the left and the right channel, because is no potentiometer. So it's exactly the same. Because we are in the input stage, we have high quality resistors, and so there is no difference. I prepared this potentiometer, and you can see this is a piece of coal, and this is a piece of plastic. And then you come in with your high quality RCA cable, and it ends up in something like this. And it starts to vibrate. It can get wet from the humidity, and this is the first part in the amplifier that is after the RCA connector. So this is not a high quality technology in total. Not only because of the tolerances in these things. It's not a good part to transport a high quality signal. And when we go to home audio or something, one moment, I leave.
Okay, no problem. Oh.
So when we go for home audio, for example, we have a resistor-based level control in the amplifiers.
Yes.
Yeah? Or this I've done. This is a level control for speakers I made long time ago. And this is a better quality potentiometer. But at least the inside is something like this.
Yes.
But it has a more nice packaging. Maybe the interior is better. But both of this is a compromise in terms of transporting the signal. This is nearly no compromise because it's a fixed resistors. And this I wanted to bring to the car audio community. So when the installer is installing 8 amplifiers, for example, and he used the switches, all the amplifiers have the same, exactly the same input level, and then you don't have to think about other adjustments on the amplifiers. Okay. So in the past there was amplifiers, they had 10 or 20 potentiometers, with filters, with whatever, subsonic plus, subsonic minus. Okay, you have to have a lot of time just to find the point where the amplifier is only amplifier, not equalizer or filter or whatever. So that's the reason why my amplifiers have nothing inside, only the amplification, but no gadgets, because the gadgets take away sound quality, and in these days you do not need them. You have to be sure the amplifier is working as amplifier only. That's the reason with the switches. Even I know in the beginning it was the installers have to learn how to handle.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So, but after a while, there is no more question about this, because by using, they understand. Yeah. So when something new comes in, it always takes some time to make the people understand the positive things on this. Yeah, there is a philosophy behind all these things. I'm old guy.
Me too.
When you put me into a car that you have now, the rental car, I think I need more than 1 hour of training to drive this car, because I'm not used to it. All my cars have a regular key. You put in, you turn. Analog. Engine is running.
Yes.
There is no display. All my cars have no display, because a car is a car. In my way of thinking, amplifier is amplifier. It's not a filter. The amplifier is not a filter. It's not an equalizer. There is no need for things beside the main job the item has to do. When I'm driving my old car and I want to have more heat or more air condition, I turn the knob. Very easy. In the modern cars, you have to look at the display and you have to find, and suddenly, accident. Yeah, for me is of course is a fashion, the new cars, and the younger people get used to it. But I want to have a reduction to the main thing. This is my private way of thinking in my environment, in my living room. I do not have a Dolby Atmos thing in my living room. I have a 2-channel, and if I want, I can switch on a subwoofer. And then you are able to enjoy the music without thinking the whole time about what kind of adjustments I have to do right now. Yeah? And so you are going into the Dolby Atmos menu. Oh, I have to know this one. Okay, movie is over, and you only worked the whole time on the adjustments. Yeah?
Yes.
So all these fancy things get you less concentrate on the main thing. The main thing in watching movies is the movie, not the adjustments. Yeah? The main thing in music is the music, and also not the adjustments. And when I'm driving a car, I cannot adjust the car the whole time. When I see on video, on YouTube, the people, when they are demoing or testing a new car, they're all time adjusting the car during the drive. Yeah? And this disturbs the drive. You know, I'm living on countryside, and when I drive with the car, I want to see the environment. I want to see the landscape. I want to see the sunlight. I want to see the blue sky. I want to enjoy the drive, and I do not want to be disturbed by all the things that surround you. And another thing about the car is when I sit in the car, the door, the height of the driver's seat door should be not this height. I want to have it this height. Then the window is bigger, and you can see even more.
Yes.
And also the windscreen in front of you should be big, because when I drive in the mountains, I want to see the mountains. Yeah? I don't want to sit in a tank where the windscreen is. Okay, I want to see the landscape, because this is the meaning of driving, to enjoy, and not to be disturbed by things. When I enter modern cars, I do this sometimes. I always feel the car is very big, but the interior takes so much space. So actually you are sitting not in a free space in a very big car. So this is the way the things went in cars, and this is the reason why I have my the cars are not really old, 30 years maybe, but the interior design is what I wanted to have, is a kind of the old Mercedes-Benz style with a knob to push, big windows. And this is similar to all the things in my life. You know, the function is the main thing. The design is also important, because when you look at something, it has to look nice. It has to look like you pay money for it, but you have to get also a visual value. This is also important. You know, like you buy a watch, must be a nice watch. You have to like the design. You have to, same with all the products that you buy in your life.
Like a product, make it simple and focusing on the basic.
Yes.
Yes, understand.
Make the design simple, but the craftsmanship must be perfect or very good. This is the important thing. Not too many gadgets, not too many colors or whatever. Yeah? Since many years, people lost the focus on the audio itself. Yeah? Because the car become more complex. The interior, the electronics, and everything. Yeah? So it's hard to do old school install in a modern car.
Yes.
You know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I understand because I'm an installer too.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So when you buy small amplifiers, you do not change the factory cable and all these things, then you have a lot of limitation in the sound quality that you get. Maybe it's better than the factory sound, and you can adjust your amplifier the way you want by yourself. You can sit 2-3 months in the car and do the adjustments, but there is always a limitation because of the install and because of the components and all these things. And this is something where people maybe start, and when they become more passion for car audio, then they wanted to have better. You know, it's like mankind or man like you and me. We always want to have something better when the journey starts. Oh, but my next car, I want to have something better, and the more better the people want, the bigger the components become.
Yes.
Yeah? They do not become smaller, they become bigger. And the speakers become bigger, the install becomes bigger. So the journey starts maybe with a modified factory install, but once you get more happy and you are interested in it, the things will change. And I have seen and I have heard small amplifiers, small DSP things or integrated systems or whatever. You know, for a guy like me, no, then I stay with the factory install. Because the quality rise for me is personal for me is not high enough.
Yes, I understand what it means.
Because listening to music in a car, it has to be very good for me, or I stay with my factory install. And I do not listen. Then I do not listen to music. I only listen to YouTube video conversations or whatever. But listening to music for me in my life, it always must be on a high level, on high quality level. Otherwise, I cannot enjoy. Yeah, you know, in my age, I can say this: when you are younger, you may think different. Yeah, and the bigger the components become, the more space between the transistors, resistors, and all these things. You get more space. They are not packed so close to each other. The PCB tracks become bigger, and so the amplifier is becoming more and more real amplifier. Yeah.
It means for the more enjoyable music, it worth to invest or the high quality amplifier or the more space of trunk for installation.
Yeah.
You think? You agree, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, car audio, when you want to have it on a very high level, you need the space.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, modified factory things can be small. The owner of the car can do adjustments, but it is limited because of the small or highly integrated things. And you know, the amplifier, when it is on a very high level of production and research and engineering, in about 20 years, it is still on a high level of production and engineering and all these things, because is not so easy on amplifiers to be better and better and better. There is also a ending level, what I think. So once you buy very good amplifiers, you can use them 20 years, maybe longer.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe longer. The lifetime of an amplifier is depending on the heat. Yeah, the more heat the amplifier has inside, the less lifetime the components have. So the bigger heat sink give less temperature inside.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know, the amplifiers that I have in my range, all of them are fully analog with old school transistors, resistors, high quality capacitors. So when it is broken, maybe by accident or whatever, it's always possible to repair. Yeah? When you have the high integrated items like DSP amplifiers, you cannot repair. Maybe the chip they are using is no more on the market. After after a few years, this is you cannot buy. Even if you are able to repair, you have to find the parts, and parts are also changing.
Yes.
So, the repair of things is another story that I really like. Yeah. So when I get tweeters for repair that I built in 1995. So this is a 30 years old tweeter that still can come in for repair, the 7 series. And the people are so happy, because they use the tweeter for, let's say, 20-25 years. And then, a tweeter is also a product that is always in the sun, in the ultraviolet light and all these things. So it becomes older because of the environment. But we can put in a recone kit, and then the 7 series tweeter is again in very good condition. If you are audio lover, audio lover in general, most of them have something in their home because they like to enjoy music. Also, the community in the world, all over the world, people are discussing in internet, and they are discussing their sound, they are discussing their gear, and same is in car audio, of course. The main thing is, for a music lover, he has to define what is important to him.
Personally, each person.
Yeah. What is important to him? And this description, the people should think about 1 hour. What do I want? What kind of music do I want it to listen? Listening to guitar with a vocal singer is easy, but listening to heavy metal in a car is complicated.
Yes.
Okay.
When I was 20, many of the...
So, making a car that gives you a feeling of a heavy metal concert, okay, this is a tough thing for installer. But as I told you, there is 3 persons are important. The customer has to describe what he wants, and also how much money he wants to spend on it. Then you have the person that is choosing the components that fit his demand. And then you have the installer. This is the biggest challenge. To do the proper install with the right placement, that all the 3 people are happy.
Yes.
So this is a very important, that there are highly professional 2 people in the shop, the installer and the guy who is doing the sales and recommending the right product based on the description, what the owner wants. Yeah. So it's like going to a restaurant. Yeah? You have the chef, you have the waiter, and you have the menu. You have the menu, and you have to choose from the menu what you want.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and the chef in kitchen must do this perfectly. And when the guest in the restaurant say, "Okay, I want my beef raw, medium raw, well done," and all these things, he has to decide how the beef has to be. The waiter brings the message or can recommend something. Yeah, what kind of beef is better? Is a discussion, and then the chef has to bring the result. Yeah. So this is also the three people are working together to have a happy client.
Okay, I will turn to Micro-Precision lover in Korea. Make a choice first.
Yeah. The main thing is we don't have to get lost in technique. Yeah. We always have to keep in mind all the technique we have to make me happy, to make us happy. Yeah, because when we are sitting in the car or standing in the traffic jam, put on music, relax.
Yes, relax.
Relax, switch on music, enjoy the good sound, and then the investment, even if it is low or high or whatever, then the investment is a good part for your life.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
totally agree.
Yeah. So this is a luxury situation in general that we are thinking about the sound quality in a car. Yeah. And we have to keep in mind, okay, we have a good life because we can talk about the sound quality in our car. Yeah. But all these things that are here, they are here because they make me happy. Yeah, and I can do research on in a way that is really unique. Yeah, and this makes me happy. I have an idea, maybe in the night. Okay, let's make an inductance measurement on resistors.
That makes you happy?
No, this is interesting to me because resistors have an inductance depending on the construction. Yeah? And the more inductance you get in the signal path, the less dynamic you will get. So of course this is strange, but when I have this idea to check a part, for example, like this. Yeah. This is two different construction of a resistor. And they do not only have a resistance,
yes,
they also have an induction. This one has a much less induction than this one because of the construction. So better having this in a signal path than this. Yeah. We, talking about the tolerance, this is a 0.2 and this is 0.27. Doesn't matter if it has 0.21 or 0.22 or whatever. Doesn't matter. The tolerance in resistance doesn't matter. But
so Thomas, I cannot know what it means.
But the inductance
make good product. Install perfectly.
Yeah. Of course, I have seen when I was in Korea in March 2020, we have visited some workshops, and I remember one workshop with the very heavy wooden door panels for 3 or 4 mid bass in the door, and I was impressed about the craftsmanship and how heavy and strong this is. So we also visited a store where people have done their tools made out of wood. Yeah, the CNC machine made out of wood and all. So what I see in Korea is that the installers, they have very high technical skills. Yeah, and this is what I really like. And I want to serve a product that is matching their technical skills. Yeah, otherwise, when you have these technical skills and a heavy install, you need products that give the quality to show the quality of the install. Yeah. And I was really impressed about the shops that we visited. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much today.